this is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. So in this question, this was asked in GATE 2006. A football was inflated to a gauge pressure of 1 bar when the ambient temperature was 15 degrees Celsius, and when the game started next day the air temperature at the stadium was 5 degrees Celsius. Assume the volume of football remains constant. So you need to find the gauge pressure of air to which the ball must have been originally inflated, so it would be equal to 1 bar gauge at the stadium. So that means you have got a football here, and then so that means it was filled when the ambient temperature was 15 degrees Celsius, and during the time of play the ambient temperature was 5 degrees Celsius. Here the volume remains same, that it is 2500 centimeter cube itself. So you need to find the gauge pressure of air to which the ball must have been. So you need to find this initial gauge pressure so that it would be 1 bar gauge at the stadium. The final pressure is 1 bar. Let it be P1 and this will be P2. And this is equal to 1 bar gauge pressure. You can see that this is a constant volume process because volume is not changing. That means you can write P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2 because during equilibrium the ambient temperature will equal to the temperature inside the football. So you can write this as P2 by T2. So P1 is actually the gauge pressure, so you need to find that. So T1 is equal to 15 degrees Celsius, that is 288 Kelvin. This is equal to P2 is 1 bar, that is gauge pressure, that is total. So the total pressure, absolute pressure will be equal to 1 plus 1.03 divided by T2. T2 is 278. So you can find P1 equal to. So if you calculate like this, P1 will be equal to 288 divided by 278 into 2.013. So this is equal to 208.56 kilopascal. And so this is the absolute pressure. So if you calculate the gauge pressure, you can get this as 2.08 minus 1.013 bar. So this is will be equal to 1.07 bar. So this is the option C is the correct answer. Note that we are starting from the end because they have asked the gauge pressure of air to which the ball must have been inflated. That means P1 is unknown. But here initially it is given 1 bar, but that is not the part of this question.